It is far too early in the morning, and I am at Palo Alto Caltrain station on a sunny summer Sunday. And I'm waiting for a Caltrain, which in classic Caltrain mannerisms is 6 minutes late. But I will not let that get me down because I am on my way to Marin to partake in an exciting transit adventure, hopefully. So whenever this train shows up, stay tuned, and we'll see how my day goes from there. So I've made it to SF, and the idea is now to hop on some Muni bus to get me to the Golden Gate Transit bus. Which Muni bus I hop on is still up in the air because I'm trying to decide the best way to get to the Golden Gate Transit bus. Alright, just got off of the 30, now it's time to walk to the Salesforce Transit Center to catch my 150 bus. And I've said it before and I'll say it again, but it still boggles my mind that there's no direct bus or rail connection between the Caltrain station and the Salesforce Center. Right now I had to take Muni 30 to Mission Street, and now I have to walk about 10 minutes to get to the actual center itself. There's no direct connection, not even a bus. So, poor planning, in my opinion. Hopefully one day the Salesforce Center will have a rail connection to Caltrain, but until then I will complain about it. What the hell? After an uneventful bus ride on the 150, I'm now at the Marin City Hub. And funny story, when I was planning this trip yesterday, Google Maps was using the schedules that Marin Transit still had. However, Marin Transit updated the schedules that take effect today, June 12th, so my plans are kind of just a little bit gone. But it's just a little bit more waiting. So here at the Marin City Hub, I just have, let's see, a little over an hour to kill before I hop on the 61, because my plans today are to take the 61 up into the Muir Woods in order to do a little hike down to Stinson Beach. But yeah, I have an hour to kill now, so I think it's time to go fuel my debilitating caffeine addiction. Would it really be a day in the North Bay without a spontaneous outfit change because of just how cold it is? It's 60-something and raining in June. Why you gotta do me like this, Starbucks? I think it's really funny that I was able to go into Target to get my Starbucks because, well, man's dogged obedience to capitalism never fails to amaze me. I can literally see the Starbucks that was closed down to walkers just over there, whereas Target in the background also had Starbucks. But anyway, I've had my caffeine for breakfast. Now it's time to continue the wait. And I don't know if I said this earlier, but my original plan was to go hike along the Dipsea Trail between the Pantole Ranger Station and Stinson Beach, but it's looking a little cold and rainy today. So instead, I think I'm going to take, I think I'm still going to go along the 61 route towards that area, but I'm going to get off earlier and walk along a different trail that's perhaps not so rainy and will work out better with schedules because, funny story, I think I did complain about this earlier, but Marin Transit changed the schedules on me today, so yeah, updates to follow. Lunch has been bought, and now I still have time to kill before my bus because I was going to take the Route 61, and that runs between the town of Bolinas, which I visited like a year ago, and it runs between Bolinas and Sausalito. Now, because it's the weekend, there's hella traffic at Stinson Beach, so the bus was delayed 30 minutes coming in from Bolinas, which means that it'll get to Sausalito 30 minutes late, and in turn, it'll leave Sausalito 30 minutes late. Which means that I now have to wait another 30 minutes on top of the hour that I've been spending here, or I have to figure something out to do something else with the rest of my day. So yeah, updates to follow, I guess. There's a bus behind me somewhere. So, now that it looks like I have another 30 minutes before my bus that I want to take shows up, it's a perfect time to gripe a little about this weekend transit debacle. Because, well, first off, the schedule change, which was annoying. It wasn't really coordinated with Google Maps, which is what I always find super annoying and confusing, because I was at the Salesforce Transit Center waiting for the bus, and there was an old couple who was like, "Hey, where's our bus?" And I was like, "I don't know, man. I just want to ride my bus." And the thing is, they'd showed up to the transit center early because they thought that's when their bus was going to come, but because of the schedule switch, their bus wasn't actually coming for another like hour. So first off, that was annoying, and yeah, now it's also annoying that I have to wait an extra, let's see, what is it, 30 minutes, an hour for my bus just because of traffic. And that's the unfortunate reality of weekend travel. Hey, bus! But that's just the unfortunate reality of weekend travel in America, in the Bay Area. I could not imagine how mad I would be if I was actually relying on this bus instead of just taking it for funsies. But yeah, time to go sit at the bus stop and wait for my bus, which hopefully eventually will show up. The paper schedules here still show the old schedules that were in place before today. Which is really annoying because, you know, there's no like signage about it here. No information for anybody except a little blurb on their website. So, a little update. The bus that was 30 down coming from Bolinas arrived and departed at the Marin City Hub, which is where I am right now. So it looks like I'm going to be sticking it out and waiting for the bus that I originally planned on waiting for. It's now been about an hour and a half since I first got here, annoyingly. I could have slept an extra hour or two, but here we are. But the unstoppable march of time moves forward, and hopefully my bus will be here soon. "30 minutes late, but it's here." So after a bit of a delayed bus ride, I'm finally in Marin. I'm at the panoramic view Mount Tamalpais watershed area. I don't know, it's pretty, and there's a walking trail that I want to walk down to get back down to Mill Valley. Riding around in the bus was fun. It's a nice windy road. It was an Eldorado XHF, which is a really fun bus to ride. It's a high floor actually. Oh, might be walking up the wrong road. But it's a high floor bus and very just bouncy and windy through the roads. But yeah, now there's a nice view to look at. Oh, also, there was like classical piano music playing during the drive, so I thought that was a nice touch. But yeah, it's hike time. So the area that I'm walking in right now, Mount Tam, is famous for, or not really famous, but it has plenty of railroad history, and as such there are plenty of historical names just floating around, such as the road that I was walking down before I got on this trail is called the Gravity Car Road, and this is named after the gravity-powered cars that would shuttle passengers up and down Mount Tam. Lots of history behind that. Very big shame that we don't have them anymore. This trail that I'm walking on is called the Zigzag Trail, which is another name for switchbacks, which are often used by railroads to shuttle cars up and down steep mountains without causing hella tight hairpin turns and such. Anyway, should be a few miles down to Mill Valley, and it's a nice trail so far. And right below me here are some banana slugs. Haven't seen some of these for a while, but they live out here in the Marin woods. Delicious. And that was the Zigzag Trail. Rather nice, not very long trail from the top of the Panoramic Highway down to here in Mill Valley. Now we're on just some random residential street, and it's time to walk down towards the Mill Valley Depot so I can take a bus back to the bay, or I guess we're still in the bay, back to the peninsula. Yeah. So along the little residential road, there's another trail that leads about a half mile to a place called Cascade Falls. So I'm gonna go look at that. I wanna go look at some waterfalls. Okay, I don't even think I hit half a mile before I got to the waterfall. Well, the waterfall had a lot more visitors than I thought there would be, but that was a fun little side quest. Now it's back towards the small road, and that'll take me to Mill Valley. I am finally back in sidewalk territory. The roads have sidewalks now. It's crazy. Almost back to Mill Valley town proper, but also just waiting for cell service so I can find my way home. So, a little bit of an update. I'm now speed walking towards the Mill Valley Depot because I really want to catch the Route 17 north so that I can connect with the 219, which will take me to the Tiburon Ferry. I want to take the Tiburon Ferry because it's the only one with a schedule that really lines up with where I want to go. Happy weekend service. So hopefully I can do this. Hopefully it'll work out. And hopefully I'll be on a ferry back towards the Bay Area in a couple buses. Stay tuned. Barely just made it in time. Whew. So I did shockingly make the bus just in time. What I didn't do right was I got off the stop early, or no, I got off the stop late, and because of that, I'm now in the middle of Highway 101. Yeah, the stop that I wanted was right before the bus got on the highway, and yeah, so now I gotta get to the other side and still hopefully find my way to Tiburon before the ferry gets there. Middle of the highway bus stops are bad enough, but like I'm really not a fan of this whole unmarked crosswalk might get killed by a speeding car thing. Alrighty, took the bus back down one stop to another highway exit, and I am now going to walk a little bit before I ideally catch the Route 219, and that'll take me to Tiburon. I hate transit on weekends. Okay, so a little more walking than I expected, but I am here at the bus stop, and it's time to get on the 219, and that's going to take me to Tiburon, and at Tiburon, I'm going to wait a little bit, and then I'll transfer to the ferry. So I'm off my little cutaway here at Tiburon in the main street, and now I have about 40 minutes to wait before my ferry that'll take me back to San Francisco. And this is actually pretty special because the last time I was here, the ferry was only running once or twice a day on weekdays, and there was no weekend service. So this time I get to ride the Tiburon ferry on a weekend. So over there is Angel Island, and over there is the city. And there goes the Tiburon to Angel Island ferry to Angel Island. They're the private company that doesn't accept Clipper cards, but I did ride them a lot in my Boy Scout days when we would visit Angel Island for camping trips. So walking around Tiburon brings me to the Northwestern Pacific tree, and this palm tree right here marks the former location of Northwestern Pacific Rail Yard. Trains used to come down here, and they would be loaded onto the ferries, and the ferries would go on towards San Francisco. So, a little bit of history, reminder of what we once had, and what is now a car-centric downtown. Right over there, I'm pretty sure that's my boat. I'm gonna be mad if it turns around and goes towards Angel Island. This is my boat, and hopefully in an hour I'll be in SF. So it looks like in addition to serving Tiburon, this ferry also serves Angel Island as serving as the last return ferry of the night. So that's interesting. I didn't realize they did that. But it also explains why it takes an hour to get to SF. So after a comfortable hour on the ferry, I'm now at the ferry building in SF. And my next move is to try to get to the Caltrain station. I'm gonna hop on Muni. My faith in Muni has completely disappeared from the pre-pandemic days, but hopefully I'm going to make the next train, which leaves in 20 minutes. We'll see. I probably won't, though. So this morning, I mentioned that there's no direct connection from the Salesforce Center to the Caltrain station. Well, just like that, there's no direct connection from the ferry terminal to the Caltrain station. So now I'm walking to the nearest Muni station and praying that Muni gets me to Caltrain in time, because otherwise it's an hour-long wait. I made it to Folsom Muni station before the Muni train made it, but the next question is, will it get me to Caltrain before my Caltrain leaves? Damn it. Well, unsurprisingly, Muni dropped me off at SF, 4th and King, just in time to watch my train leave the station. So I still have another about 40 minutes to go before I get on my train home. The joys of weekend travel and uncoordinated schedules. Finally, after almost an hour, I get to go get on the train. And I think the biggest sign that nature is healing is that this is a Giants train. Right after the game, there's a bunch of drunk Giants fans waiting to get home on the same train as me. Oh boy. Well, after 11 hours of adventuring, my train has finally brought me to Palo Alto. Well, here I am in Palo Alto again, 11 hours after my day started. I guess today was alright, despite the fact that most of this video is just a case study of how public transit in the Bay Area sucks on weekends. I still saw some cool things, rode some cool buses, and yeah, had a good time, sort of. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.